Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Shaneria and this is Talk and Crime. Y'all, we have another reaction video today. But before we get started, I want to remind you, in the description, I have digital planners and journals and also paperback up on Amazon. So you guys, let's get started on today's reaction. And if you are new, join the family by subscribing. Let's get started.
Y'all get ready with me while I tell y'all about the time I was 15 and pregnant. I know, right? When I found out I was 15 and pregnant, and what did I do about it to graduate school early, since y'all keep asking. So when I was 15, of course, I was doing something with this one person that I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing, but I didn't know no better. Didn't know no better. I had a lot going on that I'm not going to talk about now, but whatever, right? So at this time, I was in the 10th grade. I was in AB on the road, AP, and I was doing great. Like, I was on the dance team, found my little crowd, because I had went to a different high school from my area. So I was finally like kind of getting adjusted to being there, and I was fine. It was cool, just, you know, fine, whatever, right? So one day I was at a nail shop with my grandma, and my mom called me, and she was yelling in the phone. I didn't think nothing of it because it's like, girl, you always yelling, but whatever, right? So she like, tell me why such and such told me you pregnant. Pregnant. I'm like, girl, you gonna sit right there and let people lie about you? I don't even know that I'm pregnant. This is new to me. What are you talking about? So my auntie, who was deceased now, she was very messy. My auntie was so messy. Nobody wanted to be around her, not even a fucking preacher. My auntie tell your business to the whole world. She the type to go on the news and air your business out to the news, every station. She don't care. My auntie was messy, because how you know I'm pregnant before I even knew I was pregnant? Anyways, I'm like, girl, pregnant? I'm not no pregnant. What are you talking about? So she like, well, prove it. So I'm like, okay, I'll prove it. Like, I don't care about none of that. I'll prove it. She met me at my grandma's house with a pee stick. I peed on the stick, and she's just looking at me. I'm looking at her. She pee on the stick. She looking at me. I'm looking at her. She like, you know what? I don't know how to work this, so we just gonna go to the doctor. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can't wait to tell you I'm not pregnant so I can just put it in your face because you ain't believe me. You believe me over this messy ass lady who will tell your business to the whole world. So she like, okay, I'm gonna set a doctor's appointment. A week go by, I thought she forgot. I'm at school doing my project. She like, come outside. I'm like, but I'm not finished on my project. She was like, okay, well, we gotta go to the doctor. You ain't forgot about this shit yet? Mind y'all, she hadn't brought it up ever since that day. So I thought she fucking forgot. But she didn't. She a Taurus, so you know, they kind of like controlling anyway. So, okay, cool. So, boom. We get to the doctor. I was fine, so I got there. I had a bubble guts. I'm not gonna lie, because it's always that what if, because I knew I did do something. But it's like, surely enough, I'm not pregnant, right? Yeah. I went in there, I took a pee test. The girl came back like 5 minutes later. She's standing there staring at me. I'm looking at her. She like, when the last time your cycle? I said, I don't know. Like, I'm a tomboy. I don't keep up with stuff like that, right? She like, well, when was it? I said, maybe this month, last month, don't remember, but I know I had it. She said, girl, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. How you gonna tell me? She said, because you pregnant. I said, I'm pregnant. She said, yeah, you pregnant. What? So I said, who gonna tell my mama? Me or you? Because I'm not. She said, well,
Even though that auntie was messy, honey, that auntie was watching you. She probably was watching you and seeing different changes and was like, yep, she pregnant. And before you know it, she was telling the whole wide world and then your mama. But, hey.
yeah, well, I ain't gonna tell her. I'm gonna let you tell her. I ain't gonna tell her. So I was like, okay, well, call this boy for me and let him know. Because I had broke up with him like 2 weeks prior to it. Didn't want nothing to do with him. So he didn't believe me. So I put the doctor on the phone. The doctor was fed up. She looking like, girl, have an abortion because, girl.
Not the doctor telling you to have an abortion. Hey, like, I don't even think the doctor even supposed to get on the phone and be talking to nobody else. Like, but hey, like, not the doctor telling you to get an abortion.
I go home, weeks followed by. I didn't say nothing. Like, when we did get in the car, my mama could tell like the change in my energy. But I was like, you know, I'm just tired. I want to go home because it's like, I'm 15. What are you gonna do with a baby? I didn't even like kids, y'all. I was the person that nobody would ever want to babysit their kids because I didn't want to watch them. Like, your baby cry, I didn't want to watch your child. So, boom. Weeks later, she found out I was pregnant. You know, she was crying, talking to me, but also consulting me, just trying to tell me what she went through and how my life could change and probably would change. But I'm like, Mom, I promise you, like, I got this. Let me figure it out. And I'm kind of happy she let me figure it out and she didn't force me to do something that I really didn't want to do. Because if she didn't let me figure it out myself, I would have never been in the predicament that I am today. So, at this point in time, I was in the 10th grade. It was at the end of my 10th grade year, and I was going to 11th grade. So I really wasn't tripping, but when it came back around to the beginning of my 11th grade year, it was time for dance team tryouts again. And I was like, telling my coach I'm not going to try out or nothing. And she was like, why not? Come on. And I was like, nah, you know, I don't want to try out. Like, it's okay. So, I'm sorry, I'll get a little emotional. But, yeah, hold on, y'all. So I didn't want to try out. Everybody knew that was kind of strange because I love dance. Like, dance was my life. It was my passion. And I just wanted to dance. Like, that was my way of getting out of a lot of stuff that I was going through at the time. Because prior to this, I was going through a lot and my teachers knew it. So they knew like something was wrong, but I wouldn't tell nobody what was wrong. So one day my dance teacher came and got me out of the classroom and I told her and I broke down crying and she was crying with me. And it was kind of my secret with her. Like, she didn't tell nobody. But I was in science class, not Spanish, and I threw up. And my science teacher was like, I knew something was wrong. Like, you just been very quiet to yourself lately. Like, you ain't been wanting to talk. I knew it. But she gave me a pep talk and she told me how she kind of went through the same thing and how it would be okay. So she advised me, like, go down there and talk to the counselor. So I went down and I talked to the counselor and I knew her from middle school. So she knew a lot about my life prior to whatever. And I'm like, girl, okay, I'm pregnant. Let's figure this out. I don't want to be here no much longer. I don't want to have a 2-year-old in the 12th grade. Like, I want to get out of this school. Help me. Because I already didn't really care for my high school. Just because I grew up on the west side and I was on the east side. So it was kind of different for me. But I mean, I was cool with everybody. Everybody was cool with me. But I just didn't really feel like these my people. But it was cool though. So I was in a 11th grade at this point and she was like, okay, well, you're taking AP classes already, so a lot of your AP classes gonna help disqualify your 12th grade classes. But you need to double up on your 10th and 11th grade. So I was in the 10th and I was not at 10th and 11th grade. She was like, you need to double up on your classes. So I was in the 11th grade and the 12th grade at the same time. So what I did was I registered for dual enrollment because I had like maybe 4 days left for me to enroll. So I went ahead and I enrolled into dual enrollment. So I was in the 11th grade, but I was in dual enrollment. So that counted as 11th and 12th. And I also, a lot of my AP classes rolled over to my 12th grade classes. So essentially, I took 2 grades at one time. It was cool. So I was pregnant as hell in the 10th grade. I keep saying 10th grade because that's when I found out I was pregnant, when I was in the 10th grade. But people didn't know until I was in the 11th grade. When this big mouth boy seen my stomach and blurted it, hey. But yeah. So at this point, it's August. I started doing enrollment. The classes was cool. I was going to the college most of the day. I still had my regular 11th grade classes, but it was cool. It was easy. They worked with us. And I did the college thing for 2 semesters. I had a 4.0 over at the college. I had A's and B's at high school. So I was cool. Like, I was doing good. I mean, and it was kind of hard because I had a lot of classes. I had classes online for high school. I had classes in person for high school. I had classes at the college. I had final exams at the college. So it was a lot, but I mean, it was very doable. And then I ended up getting my first job. When I very first found out I was pregnant with my baby, I ended up getting my first job at Chick-fil-A. So I was doing all of this and working at the same time, y'all. So essentially my schedule was school from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock and then work from 3:30 to 10:30 at night. So that was my schedule every day. And on the weekends, I would work 12-hour shifts, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I would do that all the way up until a day before I had my baby. Chick-fil-A told me, like, girl, it's getting too close to your due date. You gotta go home. Like, you can't come back. And the next day or two, I ended up going into labor. So that was pretty much it. I did end up graduating, so I got really lucky because my counselor was like, I knew you could do it, but I wasn't positive that you can do it. I never seen nobody be able to do it. So I did have my daughter just in time when we was on the Thanksgiving break, so it didn't really affect anything. I went back to college. The next semester I was fine. I ended up graduating early like I wanted to. I was the youngest in my class. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little nervous, but I was the youngest in my class. It was pretty cool. I was trying to hold off my graduation because my daddy was in prison, but he was like, you know what, go ahead, graduate. Like, don't wait on me. I'll be there at your college graduation, which he was. After I had my baby, I endured a lot. I went through a lot of domestic violence, but that's another story for another day that I don't really want to talk about. But yeah, I did 4 years at Georgia State. I ended up graduating with my bachelor's in English and my minor in political science.
This is like good. This is really good. It wasn't good that she was pregnant at 15, but at the end of the day, as we all know, it is so many people that have gotten pregnant at these ages. So we already know this, like, but let's talk about her journey. Most 15-year-olds that get pregnant start getting discouraged. They want to give up on school. They don't want to do anything. Like, they just think it's the end of the world, which, like, a baby is coming. Like, why wouldn't they? And they still like learning and growing up, and basically somebody else's baby too right now, right? But let's clap for her, because baby, that did not stop her. And I'm also happy that her mother gave her the opportunity to figure it out on her own. But at the end of the day, she was going to be right there beside her through the whole journey, right? Because letting a 15-year-old determine what they're going to do next is kind of a hard pill to kind of swallow, because she is still considered your baby. You know, even though she's 15 and, you know, she's still learning and still growing up. And most parents don't want this for their child. But at the end of the day, like, she allowed her to actually have decisions, right, for herself. And thank God that this young lady at 15 decided to finish school, take college courses at the same time, and knock everything out so she can be a better mom and provide better opportunities for her child. Like, and that is definitely tea. Y'all, when I say that everybody got that one auntie, but even though that they talk and spread rumors and all of this stuff, a lot of times, let's be clear, a lot of times these aunties be like knowing the scoop, especially older aunties, especially the ones that's older, like 50 something, 60 something. Like, they be on top of everything, but they do tell everything to everybody. But auntie knew, honey. Auntie was watching you. Auntie was checking all the boxes that mama might not have been recognizing. And your mother might have seen it, but she did not want to, like, accept it because you was still her baby. So that's why your mama knew that auntie was messy. But at the same time, your mama like, hey, my auntie never been wrong, or probably never been wrong when she say something. So let me just figure it out, because something kind of shady around here. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why your mother took what your auntie said to heart and was like, let's just do this. And I am happy that you decided to do the right thing, not only for your baby, but also for yourself. That is very important when it comes to things like that. And I salute your mother for allowing you at 15 to make the decision of what you are going to do next, to trust and believe that you will do the right thing at 15. Girl, you definitely need your flowers. Keep going. Don't let anything ever discourage you. And I mean, like, at the end of the day, even though I'm telling you this, I definitely believe you believe this already and nobody had to tell you. But I'm happy you did make the right decisions. Y'all, drop down in the comment section whether it's, girl, I'm giving you your flowers, whether it's like your opinion on her being pregnant at 15, all the above. But drop down in the comment section what you think about this story. Don't forget to look at my description, because her TikTok handle is definitely in the description and she got more story times. And don't forget to check the links out with my journals and planners. Y'all, if you are new here and went all the way to the end of this reaction video and still haven't subscribed, What you waiting for? Join the family. And if you are returning, hello, how are you? To everyone, I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.